First thing I did was to go ahead and fold in my fabric into two. After folding it into two, the next thing I'm going to do is I will measure 2.5 inch here, and I'm going to mark that all the way down. That is going to serve for my buttonhole. All right, after marking it, I'll go ahead to connect it with a straight line. The next thing I'm going to do is I'll come here at this top part. I'm going to draw a straight line, which is going to be my soldier line. So I will start taking my measurement from this line inward. The next thing I'm going to do is I'll come here on this line here. I'll put my soldier measurement divided by 2. Mine is 14 divided by 2 will give me 7 inch, and I'll add ½ inch for the allowance. I'll come here, I'll slant it down by 1 inch because our soldier is not straight. From that 1 inch, I'm going to measure my armhole deep, which mine is 7.5. If you don't know how to get the armhole deep, you divide your bust by 6, then you add 1.5 inch to it. I'll still come here and mark the 7.5, okay? Connect these 2 points together. I'm going to do the same thing here as well. The next thing I'll do is to create my neck deep and my neck width. I'm going in for 3 inch by 3 inch, right? I'll connect those points together. After doing so, I will connect my soldier slant as well, just like this. The next thing I'm going to do is I will measure from my soldier to my half length, which mine is 15. I will mark it up. Measure from my soldier to the length of my top, which I'm going to go with 25 inch. Mark that up. I'm going to connect that with a straight line. After connecting it with a straight line, the next thing I'll do is to come here on my chest line. I'll put 1/4 of my bust measurement, which mine is 34. 34 divided by 4 will give me 8.5. Then I'll add 2 inch to it. I will come here to my waist line. I'll put 1/4 of my waist measurement, which mine is 28. 28 divided by 4 will give me 7 inch plus 2 inch. Go down to the length of my shirt. I'll put in 1/4 of my hip, which is 9 inch plus 2 inch. That's 36. 36 divided by 4 will give me 9 inch, okay? Connect it with a straight line. Next thing I'm going to do is I'll come down here by 2.5 inch, and I'm going to go up by ½ inch. Connect that up. After connecting it, the next thing I will do is to come here to my armhole. I'm going to measure whatever I have from here to here. I will divide that by 2, which is 7.5 divided by 2 will give me 3.075. Go in by ½ inch. I'm supposed to go in by 1 inch, but since I'm going to be needing ½ inch to join the armhole to the sleeve, I'll go in just by ½ inch. Connect it like this. Now the next thing I will do is to come here. I'll go down by 1 inch, okay? That's because I want the back to be longer than the front. So instead of going down by 1 inch, because I'm going to be needing ½ inch for joining the soldier together, I will just go down by ½ inch. But bear in mind that here you're supposed to subtract 1 inch if you want yours to be like mine. Then after doing so, I will go ahead to fold in, that's the button allowance inside before cutting up my shirt. I'll go ahead to cut it up. So if you notice that I cut, what I did was to go ahead pin up my front piece on my fabric. Then I'll just go ahead to trace everything up except of the downer part and the armhole and the soldier as well. So now what I'm going to do at this downer part, because I want it to be longer than the front, I'll still come down by 2.5. Then I'm going to connect it all the way here like this. But if you want yours to just be straight, there's no need for you to go down, all right? That's because this is the design I want. Next thing I'm going to do is I will come here, I'm going to measure 1/2 inch downwards, okay? Then I will go back, I'm going to add back the 1 inch which we took from the front. I will add it back. That's, I start measuring from that 1/2 inch, okay? That 1/2 inch is our allowance. So now I'll go ahead again to add my allowance. I hope you're understanding me, please. Okay, after doing so, I'll go ahead to connect it with a straight line. Now I'm going to connect here as well with my straight line. For the neck deep of the back, I'll go down by 1 inch. And for the neck width is 3 inches as well. Connect that up. I'll take it up like so. Right? You see? Now what I'm going to do is I'll come here to my armhole. I will go out by 1/2 inch. That's for the back armhole, all right? Because you know the front armhole is always deeper than the back armhole. Connect that all the way. So, and I'll go ahead to cut that up. So we measure the armhole. That's what we're going to use to cut our sleeve. Measurement, we're going to use it for the sleeve, okay? I'll go ahead to fold in my fabric into 2, then I refold it again into 4. That's because I want to cut the 2 sleeve as one. After drawing this straight line, that is my guideline, I'll go ahead to measure my sleeve length, which I'm going to go with 22 inch. I will go ahead to mark my sleeve length, which mine is 22, but I will minus 2 inch from there because the 2 inch is going to serve for my band. I'll add 1/2 inch as well. Next thing I'm going to do is I will mark my sleeve cap, which is 4 inch. If you don't know how to get the sleeve cap, you go ahead to divide your bust by 12, then you add 1/2 inch to it. Now I will go down to mark my short sleeve length, which is 9 inch. Connect it again with a straight line. After doing so, what I will do is to come on my sleeve cap line, I will put the 9 and 0.25 that we measure from the armhole of the piece before. Mark it up, and I'll come here, I will measure around the bicep measurement. I will divide it by 2. Mine is 14 divided by 2 will give me 7 plus 1/2 inch. Then I will come here, I will put around my wrist, divided by 2. Mine is 8 divided by 2 will give me 4. Then I added 1.5 inch to it. Connect it. After connecting it, I will come here, I'll connect this point from here to here with a straight line. I will measure whatever I have from here to here and divide it by 2. Mine is 10.025 divided by 2. Then I will still come here, I will measure whatever I have from here to here and divide it by 2. And mark it up. I will take my calf ruler. First of all, I will mark 1 inch here. Then take my French calf, connect it all the way here. After connecting it here, next thing I'll do is to come here and connect it with a straight line as well to the center line. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'll come here, I'll go down by half inch. I'll come here and divide that line by 2, which is what 1 inch divided by 2 is half inch. Mark the center, connect it, just as you can see me doing. Then I'm going to flip my French calf like so. This way we're going to have the back and the front armhole. I have the back and I have the front. Okay, we'll go ahead to cut that up. After cutting that up, I will open it up to cut the back armhole this way. Now you see that the front is deeper than the back armhole. All right. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be cutting my band. I will take that's to take around my wrist measurement, which is 8 inch, and I'm going to add 2.5 inch to it. Now 4 inch and 4 inch. Then I'll add half inch for joining it to the sleeve as well. Connect that with a straight line. And now I'll just go ahead to measure 10.5. I will add again half inch, right? Half inch for joining it together. I will connect that and we're going to cut that. We are done with this project. So I hope you all love it. Do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. See you on my next project. Bye bye.